Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, Skyler, or here in New York, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Congratulations on safely making it over there. And congratulations on about to, I'm going to spill the beans. You're about to experience your first vegan meal Thanksgiving with these particular friends of yours.
The Robinsons in New York. My first vegan Thanksgiving in New York. Yeah, yeah. They're. Do you know who your friends are when they say, "Hey, would you come? You want to come back east for Thanksgiving?" And I said, "Thanks, guys. You're dear friends. Love you, but I'm not going to sit at a table with a turkey anymore for blah 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 reasons because I'm controlling vegan, which is redundant." And they said, well, "What if we did a vegan Thanksgiving?" And I'm like, everybody I tell this to, especially my vegan activist friends, they go, same reaction. Really? Or wow. And yes. So here I am.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's not a fad. It's because you woke up.
And it's also, the other thing too is I hear Leah's voice when I say is it's not a diet. Vegan is not a diet, which, most people wouldn't understand what that means. It's this crazy idea that I value the lives of other animals besides human animals. And so
Mhm.
much so I won't just kill them haphazardly for absolutely no good reason other than tradition. We've always done it.
Good morning to you, Corinne. And she was here right at 9. We started at 9:02, and we got called out for it. But
Anybody
that's
home?
all right.
Where are
It's
you
fine.
guys?
It's
Okay.
fine. And I opened with that to set the tone, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to hear any more of what the opening musical was, tune out now.
It's all downhill from here.
Lynn Klein says, "Hey, Jack in New York,"
Lynn Klein,
and
good morning, is from Connecticut originally, so she knows kind of where I am. Yeah.
I I posted this like it's amazing how time flies. 4, 5 years ago, when I was still using Instagram, and I'm gonna go ahead and post it just to emphasize why you don't just go and participate in Thanksgiving all of a sudden.
Okay.
I mean, like participate in the vile part of it.
The vile. What are you wearing a dark hat today? The vile part of Thanksgiving. We're giving thanks for having conquered this land. I mean, for having
Yeah, I'll have some of
experienced a
that.
new. Wow, wow, that's you 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'll have some of that. Oh, is that pig still quivering on the processing line? That's the one I want. Give me some of that. And how about some turkey? Yes, that one that's been sliced through his face instead of his throat being cut. Yeah, when they're choking on their blood, I hear that that makes it taste better. And then he can be cooked alive for the rest of it. Don't worry, I know this doesn't apply to you and your food because you went out of your way to look into where your food came from. But there aren't nearly enough meat options this Thanksgiving. Let's just boil my dog alive and throw him in the barbecue. I haven't had a dog in a long time.
I forget how dark I am sometimes. Jesus Christ, look at this shit.
It's.
If if you can look at this
I
and
want
make
the
it,
lamb. Oh God, I'm yearning for lamb all of a sudden. Juicy, tender young lamb. That one in the back. Let me get him. Him. Yeah, yeah. I want to eat him. He's so cute. I want to eat him because his flesh is so tender and succulent. You are a born storyteller filmmaker, Skylar. I see that from 5 years ago, and like the need to do that and to create that with anger on top of the pain of seeing those animals suffer. You are a born storyteller, my friend.
she couldn't hear it. It was at full volume. I'm sorry.
It was
Um,
low volume. Yeah, it was low volume.
but I have it maxed. I just didn't record it very well, apparently. But you got the picture. It starts with me saying, I want the pig that's still quivering after it got boiled. So these are the things where you hear human beings make excuses like, oh, they gave it the shock treatment. They electrocuted it to death before they boiled it, and here it is, still fucking alive after being electrocuted and boiled. But hey, I'm sure that's not what your ham went through. And I'm
It was
sure your turkey didn't have the knife go through his face instead of his throat. Because, by the way, that's where we draw the line between, it becoming cruel. Being hung upside down with a million of your own waiting for your turn to get fucking sliced open wasn't bad enough. It's when they miss.
Skylar, you're being kind of unfair. It was a small family farm where it was humanely killed with love.
Uh,
Its throat was sliced open with love. Good morning. Look who's here is Mr. Ray Cooper.
and we missed Leah came and went already. I hope you will.
So she says, "Love it, Skylar. Put the link in the description later so I can share what you showed." She's got to go now. She's got work to do. Morning, Leah, and carry on. Thank you for your service.
Oh, is that pig still quivering on the processing line? That's the one I want. Give me.
Turn up the volume. No, I know you did, Skylar, but for people watching at home, if you can turn up your volume just for this, our voices will be too loud, but you can hear.
Instead of his throat being cut. Yeah.
Another part of the anger was sitting at my girlfriend's house. Back then, neither of us, we're both vegan, but then they not only they still participated in this, and then they say grace, and it's the praying to a God of love and forgiveness when you're about to engage in these horrors just is too much for me. And guess what?
The hypocrisy is so thick you can stab it in the throat.
They're going to participate in vegan Thanksgiving this year too. So progress is being made.
Cool. There you go.
Now, did you say Ray Cooper was in there? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray. I missed you up there. I'm really celebrating that coming from the top, setting the example for all of us. It is respectful and honest and frank to call people piggy. And sometimes we get caught up in body shaming and things like that on here. And I'm so relieved I don't have to worry about it anymore, because the Christian president that we have, who sets the moral standard for this wonderful Christian nation, has confirmed that you can, in fact, call people piggy when you feel like it, and it's respectful and transparent and wonderful, and better than what that goddamn Democratic president did. And just so everyone understands, I'm going to play Levitt.
Carolyn Levitt, press secretary for the White House, hired by Mr. Trump. Yeah.
I'm going to play her justifying this.
Look, the president is very frank and honest, and so I think the president being frank and open and honest to your faces, he also is the most transparent president in history. And so I think the president being frank and open and honest to your faces, I think everyone in this room should appreciate the frankness and the openness that you get from President Trump on a near daily basis.
I don't want to hear anything from anyone, because you should be thanking me. You should be thankful.
If I say she's an effing a-hole to her face, that would be being open and frank and honest, right?
Well, I want to try it out.
Here today.
I want to try it out.
Here today, Skyler? Is that why you got that devilish in your eye?
What did the president mean when he called her?
I think we'll start by trying it with Carolyn. Let's just see how this works.
Uh-oh. Brace yourself, folks. He's going in.
He called reporter Piggy.
Look,
all of the rest of the ranchers, I might.
Impact on the environment was more than it should be.
Wow.
And at the same time, having the deepest sorrow you could ever imagine.
Now, that was Tess Elliott, and then Joylyn McClellan. Tess Elliott, who lies for a living on behalf of the ranchers, kind of like anyone who supports Trump does also lies for a living. And, now that I've been liberated, Jack, now that Mr. Trump has liberated me and I can be transparent, I can openly say that I don't know if Lundy is standing with his son or daughter, and it doesn't matter anymore because I can just say, quiet, piggy.
Wow. Those folks, for those who don't know, if there's newbies in the audience, all of the folks shown, not just the corpulent ones, are either ranchers or supportive of the ranching business of killing young cows because, you need the money. Wow.
Relentless
And
crime.
I'm sorry, disclaimer, before I forget. Skylar and I know that pigs are highly intelligent animals. For the people who aren't familiar
Oh,
with the
I
world,
almost forgot. I
I
almost
mean,
forgot
they're
to
beautiful,
apologize. I
intelligent, sensitive
apologize to the pig.
animals. And calling someone like Trump, you're like a pig. We wish he was like a pig, which is to say, intelligent and sensitive and not vicious. I mean, that pigs are amazing animals. I don't know them as well as other people do, but I know people who have them on sanctuaries, and they just go gush about how amazing these animals are. So to call someone a pig is just shows how crazy we humans are. Not just the one who said this now famously here. To use that as a disparaging term, and to call someone humane is actually an insult, meaning you're going to butcher animals, kill them unnecessarily. Yeah, there it is. I'm comfortable with the invective piggy. Exactly, Corinne. Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
So we're just
didn't you just hear? It came from the top. You should be thankful for that transparency.
You're just
That's how
winding.
that's how men are supposed to behave. That's how
You
men
know,
are supposed to behave, America.
and now I have to. I choose to balance Skylar's darkness and just complete unfairness with the fact that Trump is not a Christian. He says he
What?
is.
What? Come
No,
on. Come on.
I grew up with the
What?
man. I'm in White Plains, New York, if anyone knows where that is right now, 25 miles north of the city. And he grew up around here within 25 miles of where I'm sitting right now. And he was never a Christian. He was giving money to Democrats who were in power. And he turned Christian when he realized, hey, I can go after the Bible Belt and get some supporters, which he did. The real hypocrites are the people who actually consider themselves Christians and follow Trump and keep making excuses for him, who is exhibiting the most unchristian behavior imaginable. To be fair
I
to
mean,
Mr.
it actually is. I don't have to. I don't have to drum up examples. He provides them on a daily basis. Where I'm like, this is literally the exact opposite
Yeah.
of what a Christian was taught, and I was raised like actual Bible reading Christian, like daily Bible reading Christian, and the fact that people that were raised, maybe even people raised the way I was, can turn around and be like, oh yeah, no, this is definitely, this guy was sent from God. He, what the fuck is
Well,
happening?
well, coarseness of language or lack of intelligence, you could go either way at it, I suppose. But it's not about intelligence, actually. To be fair, people can be incredibly moral and decent people who would never insult people to their face unnecessarily, and be very Christian or not be Christian. I mean, it's independent variable. So
Now, you don't want to watch that video again?
Carolyn Levitt, or you're making fun, telling them all to quiet down, quiet piggy. No, that's good. It's clever. I get
Well,
it.
because I didn't get to say it. I let
Go
Trump.
for it. Play it
I
again.
let
Sure.
Trump say it.
30 seconds. Enjoy your filmmaking work, folks. Enjoy the craft of Skylar Thomas, the Dark Hat. Corinne's.
What did the president mean when he called a reporter piggy?
Quiet, piggy. Don't even talk. I wonder how she would respond. And you know what's crazier, Jack? You know what's crazier is that human beings have been so reduced to just earning the paycheck in any way that they can. If he told her quiet piggy, she would still get up there and say whatever she's supposed to say.
Marco Rubio. You can, accuse your father of working, to subvert the government, and later, oh well, whatever, or insult. Oh, what is it? Ted Cruz insult his wife, I think it was. It's there's bending the knee and kissing the ring, and then there's really taking it up the keister and like, hey, thank you, sir. I have another. Just give me some power, please. Yeah.
Uh,
Corinne types, my grandfather was a Presbyterian minister, missionary, and trophy hunter. Different
yeah,
era, right? I assume that he's born around 1900 or so, right, Corinne? That's going back more than 100 years for your grandfather. Yeah.
yeah. Here, let me keep having fun.
Please.
By the way, we're going to get into something that Gary Orlovsky said, and I invited Gary onto the show today.
Oh, wow.
He of course is no. You're going to be disappointed. He's not going to be here. He is booked. I think almost the entire week with other
Thanksgiving.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving session.
But we're gonna talk about something that he said that I wanted to openly discuss here, so it doesn't sound like I'm talking behind his back. I'm sure he knows that I'm not, but I think it's interesting Thanksgiving discussion, and we're going to get to that. I'm not gonna do this piggy thing all day long, just so people know.
Look,
My turn. Quiet, piggy.
I feel like calling out their names, but I don't want to interfere with your film. Let it run.
No, do it. Call it. You should.
This is Dave Evans, rancher of Marin Sun Farms. That's the logo on his left, above his left teat.
Now, respectfully, remember it's respectful. Now, respectfully referred to as Piggy. I don't want anyone getting mad at me because I'm being completely respectful when I say quiet Piggy.
You could say you're being presidential.
I am being presidential.
All of the rest of the ranchers, I might.
But all of the rest of the
Impact on the
ranchers.
environment was more than
quiet Piggy. Oh, and remember, when I say he's starting to resemble a large, rotund creature, I'm being respectful because I'm transparent. I'm not, it's not body shaming. I'm being transparent, and the American people should be thankful for this sort of honesty. So quiet Piggy.
it should be.
He's the perfect
And at the
casting.
same time,
Yeah,
Thank you.
I stopped.
These
I
two
stopped.
guys, but especially the previous guy, this is Kevin Lunny we're looking at, before that Andy Giacomini, and they're the perfect guys. I can see them, their dress, their manner, their face, their corpulence, all gathered around a poker table, turning into large, obscene bovines, like out of Animal Farm. Remember, they start beginning to look like the humans? These guys are halfway there already.
I'm having the deepest sorrow.
Quiet Piggy. Quiet, you crybaby Piggy. I mean, I don't know anyone other than Trump that cries as much as Kevin Lunny. Holy shit. Shut your hole for a minute. And
Right-wing snowflake.
I meant that with presidential respect. Shut your fucking hole.
I appreciate your frankness. I appreciate your frankness and your honesty.
Frankness.
Tess Elliott, editor of The Point Reyes Light.
Piece of dog shit. And I mean that with presidential respect.
And frankness and honesty.
An honest doubter. Gary needs to stop that wild predator culling nonsense. I don't know. I'm sorry. Boy, I'm lost. Did he talk about that on?
I know what she's referring to. Gary Urofsky, who's a wonderful vegan activist that we both admire in many ways, is not a perfect human being. And yeah, I agree. He goes on a thing about he really likes, rhinoceri. That's my words, and hippopotamus and elephants because they're herbivores, vegetarians. They don't kill. And he can say, I don't like the big cats and other animals that are killing other animals. And when he goes to that, honestly, he's done so much good in the world and spread veganism to probably literally millions of people. I cut him a lot of slack and yeah, Gary, whatever, man, I love you. But well, as you said, don't go down that road. Just lay off the big cats. They're beautiful creatures doing what they do.
I also don't agree, but I would rather have him on before we go after that.
Well, look, I have enough respect for the man. I can have him on, and I would have this discussion to his face, and he'd go, yeah. He's also has a style which I can relate to and probably emulate to some extent, which is you kind of juice it, or you go over the top, a little hyperbolic. And then you say stuff that's like, well, am I really committed to doing anything about lions? Not really. But, I wish they were all herbivores. Well, sure. I get that. I know where that comes from. He just goes overboard. And people like have the purity test of like, I wish he wouldn't say that because he's so great in this area. Just stop it about that, or about politics or the Middle East or whatever. If you go
Yeah.
down that road, you never find a perfect spokesperson because everyone's human and flawed in areas you don't like.
I mean, in his, what some people call the greatest speech ever, and he's talking to that crowd, he uses the example of when a baby tries to kill the bunny instead of pet the bunny, or no, go for the apple, tries to eat the bunny instead of the apple.
If you put a
And
rabbit and an apple in a crib, what does the baby do? Does the
right,
baby
right,
instinctively kill the rabbit or eat the apple? And
right,
why?
right.
Discuss.
And just ecologically speaking, you can't dismiss that some animals have roles on this planet to manage the populations of other animals. And I talked about how we have defied our role because we're pretending like we're an apex predator, but we have the population size of a producer. And the planet can't support that. We're pretending to be something that we aren't.
We're an apex
We're
homicidal
pretending to be. We're pretending to be.
homicidal maniac, I would say. Predator is someone who, my definition anyway, that's my definition tailored to my taste, is you kill to eat what you need to eat, and there's no choice. A lion doesn't have a lot of choice. We have all the
It's
choice in the world.
it's more than that, which studying sharks taught me. It's like, wait, the body design, the teeth design, they're all sharp, but there's specific changes in these teeth, which tell you that they don't just kill anything that swims in front of them. They were designed by God or Mother Nature or whoever you want to attribute this intricate design to hunt certain things. If every shark in the ocean just went around killing everything, you don't have a system anymore. And human beings are kind of like the perverse version of a shark, where you just go around killing everything because you can. And there's no role, there's no purpose, there's no balancing of a specific population. Oh, clearly I was designed in order to kill this creature so it doesn't get out of control. No, you just go around the world sampling the body parts of every animal possible because that's what foodies do. And being a foodie is how we lift ourselves above other animals. And we do it at Thanksgiving. We bring every goddamn animal you can think of to one plate and then pretend that we're celebrating something nice. And at our feet, sometimes, is one animal that we've decided gets to get out of that category. As I pointed out in my video, that was Wolf Bear sitting there, and it's like, fuck it. You know what? I want to try even more exotic meats today. I'm going to eat my dog. The mental gymnastics demonstrated with dogs alone to not treat the dog the way you're treating everything on that plate. But then you have the variety of how people treat their dogs. Maybe
Meaning culturally in other countries, they'll kill and eat dogs.
no, in this country.
How do you mean?
Chained up outside while you're inside eating the meal versus right next to you in that room about to be fed pieces of another animal because he's kind of one of you, depending on your household, and you've got everything in between. You've got the absolute abuse of an animal that you love, and you have the partial inclusion of an animal that you love.
Like a black man or black woman in the South, in the deep South, to be fair, of yesteryear, to be fair. We treat them real well. They're like a member of the family as long as they don't come inside the house.
Yesteryear is about to be tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. The past is future. Just Honest Outer responded, agreed on the Gary issue we were discussing with Lions. Agreed. It's just an issue I have with a few vegans, like Vegan Gains is an Instagrammer, probably YouTuber too. The predator culling, I love this word. The predator culling beclowns the vegan movement, in my opinion. And I love the word beclowns right there. But yeah, I agree. I mean, again, it's tricky. I think on the left, people who are more open-minded tend to, I think we do that. The right seems to be more regimented in their thinking politically, and they'll all kind of get behind dear leader. And the left is always kind of like the messy circular firing squad joke where all can't agree on anything and it's everybody's boisterous and yelling. I mean, it's kind of inevitably part of people who are kind of more loosey-goosey, more open-minded, and then less tolerant of dissent or There is more dissent. Let's just say that it's more of a mess. I just think that's a feature of the left politically in this country.
I want to acknowledge Justin Terrell,
Looks like.
whom I'm not. I just want to say hello, and feel free to say more than hi.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. We welcome new viewers, and as you'll see, for good or bad, unless you don't want us to, we like to engage with our audience. And I'm guessing you're 76 years old, but that's just a guess because I'm a wise guy.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the vegan gains thing, so I'm a little bit lost, as is Corinne. But I don't know, man.
I don't know. It would take a while to get into that. Ray Cooper's, thank you for pointing out the realities of Thanksgiving. Yeah, we haven't even scratched the surface, Ray. As you know, it's a deep, dark well of pain and suffering, misery. But hey, grateful to be here in America. Thank you, Indians, for moving aside so we can
voluntarily.
Thank you. Join us at the table and bring your corn
and your disease.
No, you bring the corn. We'll bring the smallpox.
Right. And then over the next 100 years, a bunch of fake treaties, including, not limited to, kicking your asses out of Point Reyes National Seashore for the actual good people that are stealing from Americans right now, whom we featured in my opening montage.
Ray Cooper wants to. He still has a fantasy of getting you and maybe me in to do some big, into the dark, wooded, obscure corners of Point Reyes hike, even in the rainy season. It's even more empty and lush and quiet and great. So I'm open to that. We can discuss later. Isn't that right?
So Justin said hi again. Justin, I don't know if you're here on our behalf or you're curious because I'm openly trolling the other side, but I mean, I'm serious, so you never know. Anyway, or is Justin one of, I don't know. I probably know this person in my brain.
Justin, we're glad you're here. If you want to,
no, I'm not grilling him.
Yeah,
I just want to learn more.
You're welcome. Even Dark Cat Skyler on his darkest day is still a welcoming man. You sometimes can be fooled.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Again, not talking trash about Gary behind his back, but he said something that bothered me, and I said,
"And now you're going to talk trash behind his back." That's how that works, right? Not talking trash behind his back, but not for nothing. But
it's Thanksgiving. This is the week to talk about it because it was about Thanksgiving, and I remember him saying that Obama's as bad as Trump because of what he said about a turkey on the pardoning tradition on Thanksgiving Day. And he's like, and I was like,
did he really say that? I'm going to rub my face in pain.
No, I think it was even on the show
with me.
You co-hosted.
Okay.
And I was like, what Obama did was when he turned away, he said, better get that turkey out of here before I change my mind. Like, oh, I'm, like a lot of us do to appease the people around us, pretend that we're such carnivores that, my God, get that thing away from me before I tear into it right now because it looks so delicious. And the thing is, that's not good. But to say that it's as bad as Trump means that we're all as bad as Trump because we've all, unless you were vegan from the beginning, have said some dumb shit like that. Human beings say dumb shit before they're enlightened, including myself, including Jack. Maybe not everybody listening. Certainly not everybody listening. But I've glorified objectifying animals because of the flavor I was going to briefly enjoy. And that is embarrassing and pathetic and disgusting and makes me below those animals rather than superior to those animals. But it just makes me dumb and ignorant and naive. It doesn't make me like Trump. It's just too far. You don't get to lump everybody into the category of the most vile, wretched fuck ever. Because they also said something dumb. I meant that with presidential respect. I was being transparent.
Honest and
Trump
open.
set the precedent. You don't get to complain about a damn thing I say ever again. Anyone.
Carolyn Levitt is going to do a press conference and excuse your behavior as being open and honest. You're enjoying this a little bit too much, Skyler.
No, because her her job description says otherwise. She will flip flop however is required. Like JD Vance going from Trump is a Nazi to he's amazing. He's a good person. Which by the next election that doesn't take place because of America dissolving, we will just be openly Nazis again.
We should. I would love to have Gary on again at the appropriate time because he says stuff that exaggerated, and I was being respectful and polite the first time. Second time, I would not wouldn't go after him. It's not that. I would just say, Gary, do you literally mean this? I mean, really? Because it's a style. I mean, I know it. I first encountered this style of kind of exaggeration, histrionics, as I call it, hyperbole, all these words, outside magazine. They would write about some little adventure and they got, lost their luggage on a bus, but then they'd write this sort of Hunter S. Thompson actually did this as well as a writer. People are fans of writers or styles where you take something minor that happens in the world and then you kind of make it more dramatic and you exaggerate. And he's one who's a storyteller, like I'm told I am, to do it. You see, you're kind of losing your audience. So you sex it up a little bit more drama. So Gary, Obama making fun of a turkey, he's as bad as Trump. No, not even close. And if you corralled him, he'd say, no offense to horses, he would say, yeah, well, of course not. I mean, Trump is technically a sociopath. And
look, I'm using Gary as a talking point. Okay. This isn't I don't even need to mention his name again. This is to launch into, as Corinne has already said, I'm guilty, how we've all said dumb things. We've all said dumb things. And we've even meant them sincerely at the time.
Well, to your point, I mean, the word that rings true really for me is ignorant, meaning not knowing, not a moron or stupid or an idiot. Just I didn't know. My brother I used to host Thanksgiving in New York with my mother before I moved to California. My brother, the vegetarian, who went to San Francisco and became a vegetarian, would come back and be like,
Pussy.
"You're gonna have." Yeah, exactly. Pussy, you're gonna have turkey for Thanksgiving, right? And
he's obviously a homosexual or a tranny or something, right?
But I mean, this goes to the core of masculinity and eating meat. And if you eat meat, you're a man, and if you don't eat meat, you're a P word. You grab them by the P word, and effeminate. It's like, oh my God. I mean, it's so sad that is still such a dominant, ancient strain in our culture. We have not evolved beyond, not fully anyway.
Isn't it interesting how appealing it was, though, that I was anxious to embrace? I'm pretty sure I even said we are absolutely predators with the desire to pretend that I was closer to a wolf than a horse. Which there's nothing wrong with horses, but like there's something sexy about the predator, right?
Yeah. Well, it's part of our culture. We're taught to be macho. I mean, I was this, kind of gentle, thoughtful artist guy all my life. And I was seeing, as I called them, the three Jims growing up. James T. Kirk, flying around the galaxy, having sex with women everywhere. James Bond, jetting around the globe, having sex with women everywhere. And James T. West, Robert Conrad, Wild Wild West show for people who are over 50, jetting around the West, having sex with women everywhere. Single, players, and they don't dance. They don't really. Well, they tell jokes, but they don't dance.
They were doing their jobs. They were doing their jobs.
Well, to be fair, it's thousands of years of history of the alpha males kill the animals and feed the tribe, or at least that's the fantasy projection that's now exaggerated because mostly we weren't actually killing animals. That was the occasional meat if you're lucky to get it. But don't let that get in the way of Boar's Head brand meat advertising, where you should be slaughtering your own wild boar every day. But no, we'll do it for you and deliver it in a truck to your fat ass in a Barca lounger. No judgment. I say that with frankness, openness, honesty, and presidential love.
I've put the call-in link up because this being a special week.
Thanksgiving show of sharing.
Yeah, if anyone wants to chime in, if anyone even wants to challenge us.
Ray Cooper, who's on here, I think I know he's a World Peace Chocolate, but I actually think Tuesday mornings are now his seasonal market. So he's actually has us kind of on the phone in the background, but he is crazy busy with sales at a second Petaluma market on Tuesday mornings. I'm pretty sure that's the case for him. So he hears my voice. He's busy selling chocolate right now.
Because Ray would be great to have on. I might have him on in a separate show. He had me on when he was doing a show in Petaluma, which was very nice of him.
You went into his studio, right? He was doing a live thing
That
with the,
was I was very impressed. I was like, wow, a studio.
and he was producing all the shows and working all the gear the way you are from the safety and comfort of your living room there. Yeah, it was the public radio station in Petaluma. I forget his call numbers. He had me there once as well with my tree spirit stuff. Yeah, Ray's a good guy, and it'll be fun to compete to see if you can get a word in edgewise with the two of us. Right?
No, he'll be on a special day, so he only has to compete with one of us, or we could try all three of us, but it might be a disaster.
I can just watch and have my bowl of popcorn, as it were.
Well, I got real dark and blew my dark. Well, I won't say it early, so now I'm all calm. If if you want,
Good. Well, that's very sweet. Well, I mean, I'm in New York, folks. It's, as I was joking last night, live from New York. It's Jackie Gescheit. So back to where I grew up here in Westchester with some old dear friends, and they're doing a vegan Thanksgiving in my honor. And I think it would be like 8 or 9 of us. And I'm so fascinated with the conversation that's going to ensue, because none of them are vegans full time. I mean, they're vegan aware and vegan open, but to actually let some, strong personality in me determine what they're going to eat, and like, well, we'll do it because vegan's kind of good, we think. But, no one here is going to understand why dairy is more harmful to animals and more cruel than cows. Eating the meat, I'm sorry, eating beef. Sorry about the
Wow.
leaf blower.
Amazing.
Skyler's favorite thing is a leaf blower out front. Everywhere you go in any community in America, there's someone running a leaf blower.
How did humans survive before them? Because people swear by them now.
If
They're
you want to mute,
necess-
if it drives you crazy and you need to mute me, go ahead and do it. And he'll pass in a minute, but he's out front,
They-
not on the
they-
property here, but someone else's.
For those who don't know, it's not an instant irritation on my part. This was going before we even went live, and this is what's disgusting about leaf blowers. What the fuck are you actually doing? Are you just walking around like a robot making noise? Well, kind of. And whatever it is that you claim that you are accomplishing is even less than what I just.
But it's not entirely fair, Skyler. You and I are both old enough to have grown up without leaf blowers, and people had to go out there and actually rake, if you can imagine.
You didn't have to. You could have embraced God's plan, which was for trees to drop leaves.
Right. But that would be to make soil and burn out your chemical-driven lawn. We can't have that.
Right. You don't want to naturally fertilize it. You want to pay somebody to haul it away. Go to the store once it's repackaged. Bring that plastic home after spending money again, and then apply it to your yard. Which, by the way, I always wondered when it was going to happen, and it finally happened, where I went and got some soil/compost, which I don't like doing, but sometimes you just need some soil. And sure enough, there were chopped up pieces of plastic inside of it. I wonder, direct from whoever's neighborhood just had the mindless landscapers come through previously.
Corinne says she's tried to call in last week. Last week several times, but failed. Okay, and I don't know what to say, Corinne. I've actually never tried to call into the show because I'm in the show. And yeah, Ray can easily compete. He knows. Ray and I have fun with our speaking styles.
In case your friends actually ever watch the show, congratulations to them, and I commend them for giving this a shot. Do you feel pressure at all? Have you done anything on your part to try and impress them with particular vegan dishes that replicate the dishes that people have such a hard time letting go of?
Well, they're cool with giving up the turkey, and there was the little bit of initial talk about, well, what are we going to have? Hope there's enough food. That, like if you don't have the big ham, well, they don't do ham, but if you don't have the big turkey, I mean, as I grew up with, that was the centerpiece, and then all the other things are accoutrement. It's just conditioning, I mean, I'm going to suggest we actually are going to have a conversation tonight on Tuesday night, 2 nights before Thanksgiving. You can do a vegan macaroni and cheese, very filling if you want, or a vegan lasagna. Another vegan suggested they do a lasagna traditionally. So you can make this big, quote unquote, hearty, which whenever I want to use the word hearty, I think of George Carlin saying hearty, heart attack, way too many calories packed into noodles or whatever. And vegan cheese or normal cheese, dairy cheese, if you're non-vegan, it's supposed to be really filling. You got to go to the Thanksgiving table and eat a shit ton of food because that's what we Americans do. I mean, the whole concept of having a feast Oh, I mean vegan gravy and some. Oh, interesting. So
Uh,
we're not doing gravy because I don't think we're going to have a dish that requires vegan gravy on a vegan.
oh, I
Grill.
love gravy though, and you can get mushroom gravy, easy and
Oh, true. Right.
easy. And I mean, I never gave up gravy, and my girlfriend gets a lot of credit for you know, eh, as someone who's been a bachelor most of his life. I completely fine with just getting something inside of me and moving on. Not this celebration of gluttony,
Gluttony.
which
Very good. Yes.
yeah, it's all kind of gross when you think about it. It's just like, wow, we don't need any of this.
Elwood's is doing a seasonal offering. Did you know Elwood's organic dog meat?
Yeah, yeah,
They raise their dogs right. So it's called what's so funny? You've heard of turducken, where you take
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
okay. Anyway, so they have tridoggin, where you take a Great Dane that's roasted, and then you stuff it with a Labrador Retriever, and then you take a Chihuahua and stuff that inside the Labrador Retriever. So you get a three breed dog meal. It's all organic, all humanely raised. They get them from shelters. There's no waste. It's a really great way to make. What's so funny? To make use of a dog without just killing it and throwing it in an incinerator. You get to serve it on a Thanksgiving table, and it saves a wild turkey's life.
Yep.
Try dogging. Don't knock it till you try dogging it.
I
And by the
agree
way,
with
I
you.
just made all that up. They don't offer that yet. I'm trying to give them the inspired Ms. Molly Elwood the inspired idea to do that. And
I got it.
let's see comments here if you want to get into
Yeah,
them.
you please go ahead, read them.
All soil has plastic in it, says Corinne. And then Honest Dad tops that and says soil now includes macroplastics,
Of course it does.
not to be confused with microplastics. Macroplastics, very clever. Chunks of plastic bag that you were referring to. It's a keen observation.
Micro and macro.
Right, exactly. Both types of
Wow.
plastic. And Corinne said,
I'm going to admit, honest doubter went over my head. My brain just filled in micro, but he was actually joking that it has reached the point of macro, and he's
Honest Dad,
correct.
I think is of the female persuasion. She is sharp. She's got really
Oh,
sharp.
sorry.
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't even know why I think that. Corinne says I make a mean vegan gravy and stuffing.
Can I just respectfully call everyone Piggy? Therefore, I don't have to worry about gender because it's respectful.
See, when Donald does it, there's that layer, that gravy of sexism on top of it, rather than just.
But that's respectful too.
Well, it's honest. It's honest and it's open. It's honest and it's open. You're a fat cluck. I'm just being open. I'm just being honest. Mashed potatoes. Yeah, we will. We did. I got sweet potatoes today. Actually, we'll be doing sweet potatoes.
I'm gonna stop. I'm
Sure.
gonna stop on the potatoes because people fucking rave about great mashed potatoes or even various forms of baked potatoes, and it's absolutely true. And I still love it. And I never had to give up potatoes. And guess what? One of the easiest things to replace is butter. Cheese, a little bit more difficult, but an alternative to the vile, wretched, torturous butter from the dairy industry is so easy to replace. Like you don't need that for your potatoes. In fact, potatoes are often good enough without any butter at all, but you can definitely apply a bunch of vegan butter if you feel the need, and you will have the same experience other than the health complications as if you had used actual dairy.
I'm sorry. The same experience, but without
Minus the health complication.
Wow, that's crazy. You're so radical. You must be a black hat cowboy. I mean.
Oh,
Jeez.
I was almost offended.
So I was just at Trader Joe's this morning before the show, and I got 2 quarts of Trader Joe's vegan cashew milk yogurt, which
Pussy.
I want to introduce them to because it's the most delicious. What's that? What?
I respectfully called you a pussy for having cashew
yes.
ice cream.
Well, I like kitty cat, so that's very sweet of you. Anyway, it's really one of the most delicious yogurts I've ever had, and that's including dairy yogurt, which I got used to growing up on it. So they make a really good vegan yogurt. As you said, it's simple. And they also already have Miyoko's vegan blocks of butter in the fridge here waiting for in New York, meaning Miyoko is nationwide still.
Exactly how long does it take to fucking leaf blow?
I knew you were going to.
Don't. Jack, you're fine. I'm sure our listeners can't even hear it. I've actually developed a new sense that can pick up a leaf blower from 3 miles away because it's so stupid. All right, let's get to some comments. I like I like acknowledging our viewers. Thanksgiving and Christmas are both weird. I can't wait until it's all over.
You're
I mean, they
so
could.
Christian, Corinne. That's so naughty of you.
It's just that they're supposed to be about giving and celebrating and being thankful, but the actual centerpiece of both of those is gluttony and celebrating the torture of creatures that we've deemed ourselves better than.
Don't scroll further. Honest Dad, to your point, says in a timely fashion, gents, look up 4D four capital D meats, 4D meats, which stands for down, diseased, dead, dying animals used for dog food. I didn't until I learned those last 4 words used for dog food. That means she's indicating it's actually an industry term. 4D meat. It's down. If it's down, we're not going to sell it as grade A meat. If it's diseased, it's going to be dog food. If it's dead, well, then it's definitely dog food. And if it's dying, unhealthy animal, put it in the dog food, feed it to people's beloved pets as yummy Alpo or whatever the brand is. And it's the best dog food with the best marketing advertising. It's fit for humans, other than it's from 4D meat. Thanks for that tip. You are educating us today.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, goddamn, humans are weird. I mean, the
and
first half of the.
And Honest Outer corrected me that Honest Outer is not a she. For those people who still like gender pronouns, which I do because I'm old, male, a person of the male persuasion. Not that it matters. Susan Dent, new person.
We're past that. You're all piggies.
God. Well, you're being presidential, Skyler. There you go. So Susan Dent, FYI, hypocritical churchgoers made a delicious vegan baked feta pasta for a church potluck with 70 people, marked it vegan, hoping for leftovers for me. So in other words, she went to went to a church, made a delicious vegan baked pasta for a church potluck with 70 people. So meaning churchgoers can be hypocritical about loving and being kind to their neighbors and slaughtering animals unnecessary when she went to a potluck with a good meal.
Back to Honest Doubter and the 4D meats. It really goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the show. How we treat the one animal, or two if we count cats, or three if we count horses. Unless the horse, of course, is part of the dog food. Just the range.
The horse, of course, is the famous Mr. Ed.
It's just like that food isn't good enough for us because it's dead, dying down, but it is good enough for the animals that we just love dearly. It's interesting. So, like, are you humans that buy into that? Are you admitting that dogs are superior to us because they can actually handle digesting dead, down, and dying meat, and we can't? I mean, I don't. I just.
Well, as Corinne says, 2 more good comments. The holiday is pure, unadulterated consumerism, meaning we can sell that stuff to dogs and fool people by telling them it's a good product. And they eat the advertising, as I always was trained when I was in advertising. They eat the advertising. They eat the sizzle, not the steak. You can sell anybody anything with good advertising. You really can. Honest Data adds, Christians forgot their Essene, capital E, Essene roots, which are nonviolence, vegan. And I don't know enough about the Essene to have even a response to that. But
dude, that leaf blower is getting crazy.
Yeah, he's getting closer, and then he'll be done, presumably, or not.
He was closer an hour ago. What the F is he doing?
And Susan Dent had a follow-up. So talking about that, Mark did her vegan baked feta pasta, marked it vegan, hoping for leftovers for me. It sat among the chicken, turkey, and shrimp. I had leftovers, labeled it vegan.
Oh, they were trying to trick you.
Sorry, I don't fully understand who is trying to. There was a. I don't know.
Would they marked actual meat as vegan, trying to get someone to eat it?
I'm not sure who's doing the marking. Marked it vegan. I don't know whether that's Susan Dent did that or someone else did it to Susan's dish.
Let's be clear. Leaf blowers are a sign of our superiority and our intelligence, so I should stop complaining about it. The way people should stop complaining about presidents calling people piggy. It's all part of being superior. Jesus, dude. How many of those fucking people are
Let
out
it
there?
one guy, and he's actually, I've
No,
invited
there.
him. He's
I
going to leave
definitely
all
heard
around
too.
my chair in the office here. Corinne says I am a piggy.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
The- I have a I have quite a sensitive trigger to leaf blowers. You're gonna have to take over the conversation.
I never would have noticed it. I never would have figured that out, despite you're mentioning it literally every sentence now.
When
So,
you go,
moving
if
on. Moving on.
go live in urban sprawl where they don't know how to have coffee without a leaf blower, or dinner, or lunch, or brunch, or they leaf blow the lawns before they mow the lawns, and then leaf blow them again.
Oh, you know why it's louder? He's now on the property out front. I'll have to talk to my wonderful, gracious host and saying, "I'll rake your leaves for you, buddy," during my podcast. Anyway,
These
wow.
are all mindless contracts that I'm sure they have no control over. Is this an HOA? Right, exactly. So it's dirty money. Somebody's doing someone a favor so that, again, probably illegal immigrants, not that I have a problem with them, but they are people who are exploited, get to enjoy these terrible, shitty jobs.
Susan Dent finally does explain. Thank you, Susan. I'm a little slow on the uptake here. It says people are afraid of vegan. So no, it was a vegan dish with a labeled vegan. Told a friend, she told a friend about it, and the friend said, never label it vegan. It will not be eaten by them, meaning the carnivores. So if you put vegan on it, it's weird. Stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh my God, back to that big word, ignorance. What's vegan? It doesn't have animals in it. That's all. It's a world of food, all the stuff that's not animals, and people don't get that and they stay away from it because it's weird. That's the colossal ignorance, the widespread, universal ignorance.
It is a good strategy, though. Don't label it as vegan because after they consume it and enjoy it, then you can provide the education. It's like, hey, you just enjoyed something that wasn't meat.
There's the bind. If you are vegan and you want to prepare this non-animal torturing dish, and put it out there and have the one or two fellow other vegans there eat it, you do have to say no animals in it. And then it's weird.
Jack, if it's one or two other vegans, you can walk up to them and tell them personally.
If you know them, sure. But you don't know who's out there because, vegans are among us. It's sort of like cancer. It's spreading quietly everywhere, but you can't tell who's got it.
Is it spreading? I think it's dying again,
so to speak.
I just won an apple pie contest with a vegan label on the pie. It was totally gone. Good job, Corinne. Cool.
I'm guessing that's wonderful to hear. I'm guessing it was that apple pie contest was in the town of Sebastopol, California, where such things would not be outside the norm. I'm guessing. You'll tell me, Corinne, whether that's the case. But can I have some? If I drive up there, can I have some apple pie?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds really good.
I know it's not as entertaining to fill yourself beyond the point of bursting with one thing. It's more fun to fill yourself past the point of bursting with multiple things. But as someone pointed out earlier, the purple potato, I mean, eat one potato and you're going to be good. I can tell you on the days where I'm really simple and I have peanut butter toast, I'm good for like 6 hours. At least. And which brings me back to something that was really quite a life lesson prior to being vegan, and that was doing the master cleanse, in which I didn't eat actual food for 10 days. Mm-hmm. And just what a lesson in how little we actually require, and how our brain or how society's encouraged us to claim that I'm starving because you haven't shoved shit down your throat in an hour or two.
My God bless her, my mother, whom I loved and who loved me. I had a good mom, as moms go. She used to, my brother and I, being teenage boys, that poor woman, she would say, "I'm starving." And we would both look at each other and like, "Mom, you could lose about 40 pounds, right? You just keep starving yourself for about the next one." I mean, this is teenage boys, like, oh God, the insolence, the disrespect. But we were right.
Yeah.
I'm starving that, I'm used to having food constantly, which is why I'm overweight. And I'm thinking of Leah right now, and it's not cool to fat shame, but it is the American way.
Oh, you're not fat shaming. Remember,
Well,
we're liberated today, and I can talk about all the illegal immigrants working on the ranches in Point Reyes who are fat beyond belief. And I can reintroduce this question: how is this achieved if you're poor and need help? And it's not disrespectful. I'm being transparent and frank.
referring to the opening of the show with Trump calling, just for context here, otherwise
Do we
you
want to
comment.
watch this again? Does anyone want to watch that again?
People who haven't seen it would want to see it again. People who've seen it twice now might not. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, they probably do.
You can show one sequence of it if you want, just so people know
We've
the
got
record constantly
we've
making.
got 2 minutes left in the show. Might as well end it with that and let you go enjoy New York.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Well, gosh, we have so much. I want to mention, folks. Well, first of all, Watching Humans podcast, please go there, folks. If you've been in this chat, the chat goes away when this thing goes live. So all these wonderful comments, unfortunately, are lost to posterity.
That is a shame.
That's the way it works, which is a shame. But if you please do a brief comment and a like to this podcast when it posts just 5 minutes after we're done, that would be really helpful. Tell some friends to join us. We're going to have on in the future probably Gary Yourofsky again. I know I want to get John Sanbanmatsu, the author of The Omnivore's Deception. I've been playing back and forth with him to get him to commit to a date. We'll work that out in the future. And I will be back in California a week from today, having just flown back from my first vegan Thanksgiving. Thanks for doing all the groundwork on this and putting together the short film, as you always do, Skyler.
No, thank Carolyn Levitt and Donald Trump. They did the groundwork.
Outer says you can see live chat.
Well, can you see the things that I'm putting on the screen? Because obviously that can't be erased. But can you actually see the side panel, which is, I think, what you're referring to, Jack? But maybe you can.
I'm talking about the side panel. Like, yeah. These comments of here, I just want an apple pie contest with a vegan label on the pie. It was totally gone. Cute comment. And will that be after the show? I don't know. And so I'll call him one of these days. It'd be great to meet you, Honest Outer. Please do. When the
yes.
Spirit.
Yes, and mask your voice, because we've chosen to continue not knowing your gender rather than knowing.
Use a woman's voice to say hi. I'm honest gender, because it doesn't matter what gender we are anyway, does it?
It's just make it a Piggy's voice. So,
hey, it's perfect. The show is done. 1 o'clock sharp here, 10 o'clock sharp there. The leaf blower stopped. They turned them off.
Boy, it's something else.
Perfect.
Corinne, thank you for being here. I'm glad that you love the podcast. I'm sad that you're the only person who donated to my Point Reyes Truth Trip thing.
So far. Are you still collecting for that, right? We want to raise some money, $1,000 or so for Skyler.
I was hoping for 100, but sure, let's go for 1,000.
Well, let's go for 500 then to start. But $500 in your tiny little kitty. I mean, that's how frugal you are, and you can operate on a short budget.
My tiny little kitty. What are you talking about?
Kitty is another word for amount of money, like a purse. A kitty. So put something in the kitty. That expression, or maybe that's an East Coast thing. Anyway, money for Skyler to go film at Point Reyes Seashore. Now that the ranchers are moving out, there's a lot to document for a good filmmaker like this man. So if people want to donate to Skyler Thomas Watching Humans for that, you can do that on your YouTube page, right? Watching Humans, Skyler?
Yep.
Excellent. So thanks for that. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Skyler.
And Carolyn Levitt. Quiet, Piggy.